What's going on, family? What's going on? What's going down? What's shaking? Welcome to another episode of Super Black Comic Book Reviews by Jonathan Soul. And I got a terrific book that I want y'all to check out. This is for mature audiences, okay? This is has some gore and some violence in it. It's called Diary of a Mad Black Werewolf, written and illustrated by Micheline Hess. Dun 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 dun. Now, and Tyler Perry should be hollering at the sister. You know what I mean? He can get into the horror genre. That would be dope. He got to get some writers, though. My daughter was like, he got to get some writers. Anyway, so yeah, she said this book started out, I guess, in October. You know, artist people know they have Inktober. It's like a little, kind of like an internet tradition or whatever, where people, they draw every day during October. Well, I think this book started out this way. And it turned out into this wonderful book. Now, I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll just say that I was surprised because the last time I reviewed a book from Micheline, hope I'm saying her name right. It was about the little girl in the oven called Malice in Ovenland, and beautiful illustrations, the whole bit. And so I was like, she doing horror? Nah, get out of here, man. This is kind of like a silent film style, and I guess I'm really feeling it now because I just watched Within Our Gates by Oscar Micheaux. If y'all don't know, he was like one of our early African American filmmakers, and I think his earliest surviving film is actually in the Library of Congress. It's called Within Our Gates. And it's a very good one. I watched it this morning. That joint had some stress. I was like, well, this is kind of good. You know what I mean? But anyway, so it was a silent movie, right? So, had the action here, and then the next frame has the dialogue. Well, that's kind of what she did here. You know what I mean? She has the action, and then she has the dialogue kind of a thing. So what's the gist? The gist is, so I don't want to give it away because I was truly shocked. Once I read the book, I was like, damn. So let me say that you can get the book at I think it's MitchMatchArts.com. You can see it here, Mitch Match Art. So you can buy the book there, and you can also buy her children's book, which is called Malice in Ovenland. Okay, I actually just ordered a second copy of this and another copy of the Malice in Ovenland because I'm going to send it to my cousin's kids. So the last books I sent them were 1, 2, 3 of Tuskegee Airs, and they was like, oh wow, because they had the plastic and the cardboard and everything. They was like, can we open it? Can I give it to them? I was like, yo, man, yeah, So they was really raring to go. Now this you can't send to them. Oh no, this is for us. This is for the adults. All right, so let me give you a taste. So basically, what I'll tell you is there is a female werewolf with a social conscience. It's like, yes, I'm trying to tell you, this is a very interesting take on on a werewolf. A werewolf with a social conscience. Oh my God. So I'm going to just show you the first couple of pages and then I'm going to end it. All right. So in the review. So Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Oh, isn't that cute? All right. So we go here. The sudden snowstorm that envelops the city tonight muffles the howling ring of the church bells that echo forth into the darkness. Now, it was written in a nice kind of elegant kind of style, like the text, the dialogue. I'm always surprised when illustrators can write. I don't know why. I just assume that an illustrator don't write, but that's not true. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's not true. I get proven wrong time and time again. So, long story short, you see people walking through the city. Oh, by the way, Micheline, she's from New York City. Okay, so that energy is all throughout this book. That New York City, that New York state of mind is all throughout this book. All right, so icy winds carry the scent of my prey closer. Dropping down the street level, I effortlessly merge with the ceaseless flow of the mortals in their mindless chat. I might edit that out. I might not. All right, so this is our heroine. I'm gonna say this is our protagonist. I'm gonna say it like this, okay? And so again, if you look at it, it's like, okay, this is kind of like a very uh child friendly kind of style. You know what I mean? It's not like, some of the other styles, but that's what threw me, because the way she goes through the book, it's like, yo, did you really do that? So let me just give y'all just a taste, a little bit of taste. All right, so she's going to sushi. Oh, Sugar Bush. That's hilarious. Sugar Bush. Let's say I freeze when I spot him. Dude bros out on a night on the town. How precious. So you can see these two guys look like they wasted already. Let's see. Decorated officer cleared of shooting to death a vagrant gone wild. Fear for my life. You see this devil shot an old lady. My marker. So it's other stuff going on in this book. I can't tell you everything. Lord of mercy. All I can tell you, is that you got to get this book. It's not expensive. She priced it. It got recession prices. It's priced beautifully. You got to get the book. I don't know if you can see it from here, but you can get it from MitchMashArts.com. That's cute. MitchMashArts.com. And it's a very good book. That's all I can tell you. I read it and I was shocked. And this is such a good short little story. I don't want to tell you because I'll spoil it. I'll spoil it. I might have. You just got to get the book. If you guys like black comics, you're gonna like this book. These are the black comics that I like to review on JonathanSoul.com. I like to review comics that have a social or cultural pro-black comics. That's really what it's about. That's what I like to, you know what I mean? That's what I like. I like comics that kind of relish in aspects of the culture. For y'all who don't understand, when y'all was young, did y'all ever watch Kung Fu Action Theater? You say, yeah, Saturdays, right? In my area, Saturdays at 5:00. So we used to watch Kung Fu Action Theater. And one thing about Kung Fu Action Theater, it was very Chinese, right? The Shaw Brothers and all those guys, very Chinese. They had, little cultural things and stuff that we didn't understand as Westerners because it wasn't Chinese, But it made it enjoyable because you was able to kind of get a sense of, even though it was caricaturized and everything like that, we got a sense of, maybe what the medicine might have been like. Remember the guys that would be wrapped up in bandages if they got injured, and they would have the herbs and the hot, all that kind of stuff, and the training sessions and the food, remember, all that kind of stuff. Well, that kind of gave us an insight, again, two-dimensional, into their culture. When you read black indie comics, you get a sense of that. It's like Kung Fu Action Theater. Some of it is a little, characterized. I guess I want to say stereotype is not the word. It's a little two-dimensional, but you still get a sense of some things that are important to African Americans, right? Or Africans, and so forth like that. So you get a sense of the culture. You get a sense of how Africans see the world, even in a science fiction or science fantasy context. And that's why I think this is important. Every culture got something to bring. Every culture got something beautiful to bring into the world. And I talk about what my folks bring to the world. All right. John the Soul, JonTheSoul.com. You can check out my website for my interviews with artists and creators and publishers and people like the voiceover artists and so forth. The way they bring this beautiful content to the world. Then, of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and all the other joints you can see listed here. I try to stick to the comic book stuff, but, I'm a man in the world, so I'm going to talk politics sometimes or whatever. And so if that's amenable to you, then definitely follow a brother. All right. Love you guys. Hope our dreams come true. Peace.